For the headlines, Queen Elizabeth II is advised to rest for 2 weeks. New Year canners recycle discarded bottles to survive. 2022 elections carry on in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Cemeteries to close for Undas 2021. The latest COVID-19 update in the Philippines. Kylie Padilla to star in Betsin, an LGBTQ film. Yulo seizes the gold medal in Artistic Gymnastic World Championships.
Good morning, Philippines!
Good morning, Cagayan de Oro City.
Today is Monday, November 1, 2021.
And this is Central News Correspondent.
Here to bring you news with no bias. Queen Elizabeth II is advised to rest for 2 weeks. Live on the scene is our CNC reporter, Rodine Marine. Rodine, any updates?
Rika, we're outside the Buckingham Palace, which said that Queen Elizabeth II has been advised to rest for at least the next 2 weeks. The decision comes days after the 95-year-old sovereign underwent medical tests and spent the night at London's King Edward's XVII's hospital, but she has reluctantly accepted advice to cut back on her blistering schedule in recent weeks. She has stayed at Windsor Castle, west of London, holding virtual audiences with ambassadors and poets, and otherwise displaying good spirits. Rodine Marine reporting.
New Year canners recycle plastic bottles to survive. Praise Dolanas for the details.
Bottles may be trash to you, but it is gold for a 90-year-old Laurentino Marie, a Mexican in America who is busy filling a shopping cart with used plastic cans and bottles every day, which you will exchange for a few dollars. He is one of the New York's 10,000 estimated canners.
He says, "There is no work, so you have to fight." This is Praise Angeline Dolanas, your reporter for today.
Cemeteries to close for Undas 2021. Live on the scene is CNC reporter Giselle Churuhara.
Yes, Ivy. Filipinos every year during the Undas visit the graves of their departed loved ones. But due to pandemic, schedules are set with respective local government units to prevent mass gatherings that could trigger the spread of COVID-19. Staying overnight in cemeteries will not be possible. Filipinos can still physically visit cemeteries earlier than October 29 or later than November 2. Despite a general decrease in COVID-19 active cases in the NCR, the Department of Health DOH continues to remain cautious to the public against mass gatherings and continued observance of minimum public health standards. For those who are staying at home, the church says Undas is not only about visiting cemeteries or memorial parks, but also is a day of prayer and remembrance for the souls of the departed. This is Giselle Churuhara reporting Central News Correspondents.
2022 elections carry on in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Aya Cabasan for the details.
2020 was a tough year, especially in the Philippine politics. While Filipinos still suffer from the adverse effects of the pandemic, politicians are still launching their campaign for next year's polls. In an interview, Comelec spokesperson James Jimenez stated that the Commission is looking at other forms of voting due to the health crisis that may linger into the election season.
In order to have successful mail-in voting, you have to have the infrastructure ready. And I always say, don't ask the Comelec if we're ready for mail-in voting because you should be asking PhilPost.
And as online surveys start to rise, De La Rosa reminded that the surveys present one generalized view of reality and subtly complete this as a legitimate view. Furthermore, Father De La Rosa reminded Filipinos not to place their trust in polls that affect public opinion before elections. This is Aya Cabasan reporting.
Let us keep the conversation running with stories to reveal. Central News correspondents will be right back.
Behind every smile is a story. Everyone has struggles. We all have stories to tell that affect our mental health. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Everyone has it, and it affects how we think, feel, and act. According to the World Health Organization, mental illness is a global problem with more than 300 million people, or 4.4% of the world's population, suffer from depression, and Philippines is one of the top that experiences mental health.
It is okay to ask for help.
It's okay if you need to see a therapist.
It's okay to breathe and just rest for the entire day.
It is okay to do what's best for you.
Stop the stigma and fight against mental illness.
And we're back. Here to bring you the latest COVID-19 update in the Philippines, your CNC reporter, Maria Hamaca.
The Health Ministry reported 5,807 new COVID-19 infections on Saturday, bringing the number nationwide to 2,751,667. And the death toll also arose to 41,585. Meanwhile, 9,578 more patients were improving and bringing the number of recoveries of 2,647,031. Opta research fellow Guido David said Metro Manila's 7-day average in the new cases dropped below 1,000 for the first time since late July. The national government decided to reduce the alert status of Metro Manila's other provinces and COVID-19 infections had decreased by the end of October. Maria Isabella Hamaca, your source of the latest COVID-19 update in the Philippines.
Here to deliver the latest international COVID-19 update, your CNC reporter, Johanna Pasion.
Starting November 8, the White House will abolish COVID-19 travel restrictions that has kept the majority of the world out of the United States for up to 21 months. In early November, the White House declared that fully vaccinated foreign citizens would no longer be restricted at the country's land border and border crossings with Canada and Mexico. Americans traveling overseas must still show proof of a recent negative COVID-19 test, and unvaccinated Americans will face stricter testing requirements. They will also be subject to restrictions in countries they plan to visit, which may include quarantine. Johanna Pasion, your source of latest international COVID-19 update.
Here to bring us the hottest chica in a minute. Take it away, Maxio.
Good morning, everyone. This is the first hottest chica for today. Beth Scene, Kylie Padilla's first LGBTQ film. After Kylie Padilla separated to her ex-husband, Alger Abrenica, and raising 2 kids, she accepted the main role of being a lesbian in a movie titled Beth Scene this year, with a collaboration of Miss Andrea Torres, who is also supporting the LGBTQ community. The virtual streaming of the 8-part series will be on October 12, 2021 on WeTV. And this movie has a deep message for those who choose to come out and freeing themselves. This is Maxine Grace Veloso, the source of your hottest chica.
For the top sports stories, Yulo seizes the gold medal in Artistic Gymnastic World Championships. Donna Loredo for the details.
Carlos Yulo makes another history after becoming the first Filipino gymnast to capture multiple world champion medals after winning the gold, posting an average of 14.916 to make up for failing to podium in his bed floor exercise the day before. Japan's Unikuro Hedenugo captured the silver, while Israel's Andrei Medvedev secured the bronze. Yulo took the lead on early with a 15.3, which included an 8.9 for execution and a 6.4 for difficulty. Yulo stands proud and raises his flag as he brings home gold and silver medals for Kitakyushu City Gymnasium, Japan to the Philippines. This is Donna Loredo for Central News Correspondents.
CNC viewers, you only have 54 days to go before Christmas.
Did you prepare your gifts already? And those were our top stories for this day.
This is Central News Correspondence, news with no bias. This is your upholder of truth, Rica May V. Sagano.
And Ivy Arididon saying, uphold the truth and be the voice of the youth.